We back. No, it's mine. I don't know what the fook happened. Because it didn't even show a problem with my connection until after YouTube already dumped me. So it was fucking weird. And my apologies. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, until after because like I said, I'm monitoring it on my phone. So it wasn't until after it like dropped on my phone that it showed dropping of the signal here. So I thought that was pretty fucking lame. But we back. So, where were we? Oh yes, the community name. What do you think of us calling ourselves The Chill? Or was that such a bad idea that YouTube was justified in booting me? Is that the problem? Oh, it's still choppy, isn't it? You like it? Cool. You're ready to chill, talk. Exactly. All right, nice. You guys are OG, so I'm inclined to go with what you guys say for the most part. And besides, you're the only two that have come to the new stream, so. Well then. By, yeah, tell me about it. I'm tired of fucking tech issues. But alright then. By unanimous vote, and as the host of the channel, I hereby dub us The Chill. May we be forever relaxed. Yeah. Cool. It's a teensy bit glitchy from what I'm seeing. But definitely not bad. I've watched worse for other people. So, all right, cool. That little bit of business is out the way. My wife and I finally went and saw The Creator today. Has anyone else seen that? Are we all going to get tattoos now? If you want to. I mean, I've already got some. Saw The Creator a few weeks ago. It was a decent film. Yeah, it was a good film. Definitely not great, but did you feel like the only word my wife and I could come up with was that movie was heavy. Like it was a very intense film about very intense subjects. And shot and directed in a very intense way. And I definitely don't agree with Josh about it being dog shit. Definitely not. But even I caught some choppy editing, and I definitely don't have an eye for that. So I'm sure it was for Josh. It was like nails on a chalkboard. Just one biggest tattoo, and you haven't seen the movie. Oh yeah, definitely a good character development. Yeah, there's a bit, but here's the funny part is, like, even on the movie poster in the theater, it said from the director of Rogue One, except, like, Tony Gilroy came in and redid, like, a big chunk of that movie. Or no, yes. So, but whatever. I guess if he directed some of it, he's still technically, this freaking intense, man. Like, there's, I can't say absolutely none, but there's about that much lightheartedness in that whole movie. Maybe even about that much. That's it. The rest of the movie was serious AF. But it was good. This way. There we go. Cool. Oh, yeah. It's got the appropriate amount of latency and everything. Nice. Very nice. All right. Now, I want to talk about some Daredevil news. I know I made a video about it already, but it's just so cool that I want to take another look at that article. Nice. Lands a new showrunner and directors, which is cool. I mean, they already let a bunch of people go when they started the revamp of it anyway, but here's the part I love. Dario Scardapane. I'm trying to pronounce it in an Italian manner because of the first name. It sounds Italian, so Dario. And most Romance languages have a lot of pronunciations the same, so, and Italian's really close to both Spanish and Portuguese as well. So Scardapane, that's why I'm going with that. Whose recent credits include Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. I've heard pretty good things about that show. It's been on multiple seasons, so it had to be decent. As well as Netflix's Marvel show The Punisher has been tapped to act as the new showrunner for the series, which is in the midst of a creative overhaul. See, it's this part right here. He was involved with The Punisher. Did any of y'all see The Punisher on the Netflix? Like, seriously. Daredevil is one of Marvel's longest-running creations and previously headlined a successful 3 seasons on Netflix in the mid-2010s, featuring Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock, a blind lawyer turned superhero. The series, as well as its spin-off Punisher, was known for its action and gritty violence. Marvel decided it wanted to harken back to the tone of that first series. Yeah. Now, here's what I want to know. I mean, I'm glad they're doing what they're doing, believe me, because it sounds, from what I've heard about what they were going to do, it was poopy. Hey, Donna. How you doing? So, I think this, number one, is a really, really, really good idea, especially bringing in someone that was already associated with the Netflix shows, which is really funny because literally up until now, they were doing their absolute best to separate themselves from the Netflix shows other than, the actors. But they were going to do that whole different storyline with Daredevil. And, probably we're going to nerf the Punisher a bit too. So I am pretty freaking glad they did this shit. Now, here's the thing, though. We still don't have actors back yet, yo. Now, on the TwitX, Jeff Snyder has been posting that it'll probably be done like Monday or Tuesday. Like the details are being hammered out over the weekend, or were yesterday and today anyway. I'm not quite sure at this point, but if that's the case, they should be back to work, in a week or two, and then we can, they can begin production again. And hopefully not too much more stuff will get delayed. Some stuff will probably still get delayed because it's not like you can just walk back on set and, everything's just laying there where you left it and you're ready to fucking rock. That ain't happening. I'm not saying, they won't have to rebuild the sets per se, but, there's going to be a lot of, a lot of work to be done still, getting everything back in the shape it needs to be in. And, well, fuck, just getting the crew together, getting everyone in one place at the time you need them there. So, yeah. But, from the sounds of things, they will be back soon. Which is good. Because I think the changes behind the scenes at Marvel are going studio-wide. I don't think it's just Daredevil. Charlie Cox is signed up to do a new Irish drama called Kin. Nice. Hopefully he's got that scheduled appropriately. Unlike Pedro Pascal, who ran off to make The Last of Us in a tiff. And that's cool, though, because I like Charlie Cox. I think he is a fine actor. But yeah, I think it's going to be studio-wide. I think this is just like the first step. It's the first massively public step. And I'll tell you this, it wasn't meant just for us, too. There's businessy things and boardroomy things that are affected by this announcement being so public as well. Somehow this is going to benefit the current members in power over there at the Mouse House. And thankfully it will also benefit us. Not only in the short term, but the long term. Problem is, there is still some things coming up on the Marvel slate that at this point in time don't seem like they're going to be any better than anything we've gotten lately. Well, no, I can't say that. I think the Marvels is going to be better than Secret Invasion. But Like, real talk, I'm hoping to just be able to walk out of the theater going, not bad. Like, anything above that will be a very pleasant surprise. But that's all I'm hoping for. Just, like, don't be shitty, please. That's all I'm asking. Just don't be shitty. That's all I need out of that movie. I mean, I know Marvel itself would probably need more. But for me personally, just me, I just needed to not have me walking out of the theater going, fuck. That's my hope. That's all I really need. I got to walk out of the theater feeling better than I did leaving Quantumania. I don't expect to walk out of the theater feeling like I did after Endgame. No, sir. I need it somewhere. Hell, even like at the Iron Man 2 level would be good. And really, I don't hate Iron Man 2 and 3 the way some people do. Or even Thor the Dark World. I mean, was that a slapper? No, but I didn't mind it. I do understand why some people are like about it, because yeah, it was not a banger at all. Now Ragnarok was damn good, and then Love and Thunder. Horrible movie. Ah, that one dude. What is going on, man? Thanks for joining the Discord. I loved your initial message. From the walls to my Discord and now in my chat. Look at you. Marvel needs more than just Guardians of the Galaxy 3 to make up for some of the poor quality films they released prior. Yes. You are absolutely correct there, sir. Absolutely. Peeps, geeks, and friends. You know what? I can't even argue with that shit. Nothing much, just in the pipes. Cool. I couldn't do that shit. I've got, like, not massive, but I got a reasonable amount of the claustrophobia. So hanging out in pipes and walls is never going to be on my to-do list. Yeah, no. What do you guys think about that, though? You think, do you agree with me? Is getting that person a good move for Daredevil? And also, are these changes indicative of a wider movement, I guess, that's going to spread out throughout the studio and start getting shit back to where it should be? Quantumania was meh. At least still had a good day overall that day, but yeah, he did expect a bit more from the film. Yeah. Like, Quantumania and The Flash both had the same problem. They were both hyped up to be something cool. And then they weren't. And that was a problem. And as we've already seen, as we saw back in 2019, you drop two huge bombs in a row, or no, you drop a huge bomb and fuck up your fan base, and next thing you put out is going to bomb as well. In this case, I'm talking about The Last Jedi killing Solo. David, I think Brooke sums up the Marvel Universe at the moment by looking forward to the end of the films post-scene credits. Man, I gotta get my fucking new glasses. Sad indictment indeed. You should be looking forward to the main event. You know, yeah, you're dead ass. You're dead ass on that, David. You are absolutely correct. I mean, it used to be that way too. Like, we went to Marvel movies for the movie. I mean, obviously, we knew something cool was probably going to happen in the post credits, but oh, there it goes. Whopper, 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 Whopper Jr. Double, triple Whopper. Flame taste with the perfect topper. I rule this day. That's your proper entrance, man. Yeah, David. You and Brooke are on it tonight, for sure. But do you see these Daredevil changes? What do you think of the Daredevil changes? Well, first of all, what do you think about the fact it's being changed? And also, what do you think about the decision on who they hired? And do you think this is going to spread throughout the studio, as it were? And after the strike ends and after people get back to work, and then after probably a few more delays, will we start getting, like, phase 3 quality content again? Chicken fingers. Chicken fingers are delicious. With the salami. Oh, wait. Salami with chicken fingers? That'd be kind of like chicken cordon bleu. You need some cheese, though. Brooks says, yeah, hoping the Daredevil show on Disney Plus will be dark and gritty. Yeah, he always seemed like a cool character. Oh, for sure. That Netflix show, I loved that Netflix show. I thought that shit was amazing. Jessica Jones was really good, too. Punisher was good. Luke Cage was decent. Iron Fist was there. And unfortunately, the 8-episode team-up they did was just kind of there for me. Great changes. The more like Netflix show, the better. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to go. You think that we're going to start seeing that kind of stuff in the films that have yet to really be finished, and and some shows? You think this move towards higher quality is going to spread? Brook Hook Cook Books Quirk Dork Fork Sport. All right. There's a couple bars. No, one bar. I think it's going company-wide. I think, unfortunately, it's going to be late next year. I mean, Cat 4 could be good. God, I hope it's good. So it could start as early as spring next year, but I think it's going to be more mid to late 2024, early 2025 before we see, like, any real effects, any real results of these changes spreading or not. I think we got a pretty good shot with Cat 4, though, honestly. Because if I recall correctly, I know Feige went into the Thunderbolts writers' room and tore their asses out and said, this is lame, do this instead. But so it has kind of started a bit already. So I think we got a pretty good chance of Cat 4 being definitely an improvement and potentially really good. You're like Eminem, but people call you Skittle. Are you fruity? Yeah, so I think these changes are good. You're not fruity. Are you sour? I'm playing off the Skittles thing in case you hadn't noticed. Yes, I'm sour, sweet, gone. There's also an article about the new Alien series saying it should be released next year. Cool. Gotta check that out for sure. I love alien movies. Not just the, actual alien movies, but, alien movies with aliens in them is how I should put that to distinguish from the film series. The eponymous film series. Oh, by the way, did we all hit like on the way in? Because if you haven't, please do. Whether you're in the chat or just lurking. And since we're talking about that part of the screen, go ahead and if you haven't already, subscribe. And hit that notification bell. That one dude, what is going on with you now? Josh is on a vacation far away. Well, he's definitely got a messed up throat right now, that's for sure. Oh, did you guys hear that Henry Cavill Highlander is on now? Yeah, I love me some Highlander. And I love me some Henry Cavill, so I'm excited. He's probably going to end up looking a lot like The Witcher, but not like whited out. He'll be normal colored, like, He won't be corpse white anymore, basically. Neither him nor his hair. But I think that's going to be sick. I just wonder who they're going to get to play the Kurgan, though. Because they're rebooting the Christopher Lambert movie. Not the Adrian Paul show. Which was high quality also. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. It's fun to have ride in a one-door open sleigh. It's too early for Christmas music, bruh. Yep, and there's going to be a Riddick 4. That I'm down with that. I like Riddick movies. I definitely like them more than Fast and Furious movies, honestly. You might watch Highlander from Cavill. Yeah, see, I need to watch the first 3 seasons of The Witcher. Is that all he's going to be in? Is that all they're actually going to make? Because I think I read or heard or saw something about that, like the Liam Hemsworth thing is not going well, or something's not going well. And as soon as they started pissing Cavill off by going way away from the source material, they were fucked. Since it's October, you recently finished all the Friday the 13th movies. Decent overall. Got a bit repetitive, but still worth it. Isn't there like, how many fucking Friday the 13th titles are there now? Like 13 or 14 or 15 or... I am mighty curious. Because I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen more than 2 or 3 of them, and not even necessarily the first 3. I've seen the first two, and then another one. I don't know. And I've only seen a couple Nightmare on Elm Street movies, including that reboot, which I didn't hate. It was most certainly not impressive at all. So, while we're on the subject, what did you guys think of it? Well, first of all, did you watch the Rob Zombie Halloweens? Any of them? And if you did, what'd you think of those? There were like 13 of them. One of them's Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah. Jason X was a bit mediocre. Brooke, does that include the remake with the guy from Supernatural in it? Wait a minute. There's a Friday the 13th movie with which guy from Supernatural? Which Friday the 13th movie and which guy from Supernatural? Because I love me some Supernatural. You have piqued my curiosity. I must know. Ackles? I know he's kicking ass as Soldier Boy. Oh, Padalecki was in it? Okay. So Sam. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Padalecki. The guy who tried to be Chuck Norris. And by that I mean he tried to bring back Walker, Texas Ranger. Which I knew wasn't a good idea. And I was right. It was not a good idea. Did that thing even get a second season? The most recent Friday the 13th film has Dean in it? Alright. I mean, I like Padalecki. I want to see a Jensen Ackles Batman, though. That dude has that jaw. His face is built for the cowl. Plus, he's been in good shape for a long time. I mean, that's almost it phonetically. Dude. There he is. But yeah, I want me an Eccles Batman. No, Luke, I'm your Jesus. Oh boy, dude, just dude, like basketball, dude. You seen both Rob Zombie Halloween films? Love the first one, not so keen on the second. Yeah, I enjoyed the first one. I gotta think about if I like the second one much or not. The fact that it's not sticking out probably means I thought it was or at best, decent. Yeah, I enjoyed them. It was interesting seeing Sherry Moon is not like a complete psycho. Nice. Congratulations on being Iron Woman. But yeah, I think Marvel's finally getting it together. Unfortunately, I don't think Lucasfilm is. Oh, speaking of which, actually, kind of speaking of both, I have not yet seen it. Have any of you seen the South Park Enter the Panderverse special? What have you? Blubber? Are you insulting my man boobs? Mm-hmm. Are you insulting my man boobs? I mean, they're there. No? Okay. You talking about crying? You saw that yesterday? Thought it was pretty funny. On a scale of 1 to 10, how triggering do you think it would be? Especially, yeah, I heard about that. But knowing the way people are out there, how triggering do you think that movie would be to the general population? Have I ever seen Jensen Ackles in a horror film called something like Be My Valentine? I have not. See y'all next week. All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit like on the way out if you haven't yet. Peace out like the stream or I'll be in y'all balls. Yes. He is a staunch defender of the likes. Maybe at least 7.5 out of 10 level of triggering, but you never know. Some people can be very sensitive. Don't worry, you did like. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That is, yeah, I know. That is very true, Brooke. But, you know, I don't know if I want to call it ultra high level of sensitivity. I'm trying to be fair about this. I would say some people are just overly concerned with public narrative. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense to anybody? Being too concerned with the public narrative. Damn, I just literally came up with that right now. I should start writing this shit down. Someone clip this. Send it to me in the Discord. Share it out. But yeah, public narrative. People should know what South Park's like by now. Yes, there's that too. There really is that. I mean, if Trey Parker and Matt Stone have a very singular and also excellent skill with satire. Like Bigger, Longer, and Uncut was a shredding of Hollywood, and this time in their hypocrisy with violence, or that time I should say, with their hypocrisy about treating violence one way and foul language another way, and that was hilarious as shit. So I'm sure that's insanely funny as well. Does Cartman tell anyone to suck his balls with a megaphone? Again. Do you think people sometimes tend to overthink about the public narrative and let it guide them? Yeah. Demon, yes. Team America World Police. See, that was them shredding the Bush administration, I believe, at that point. So, Saber Smith, you're at the park with Chunkster, who proceeded to go fart on some little kid's dog. Leg. Wow. That's hilarious, bruh. But no, that's all right. You don't have to apologize for being late, especially if you're spending time with the doggy. The puppies need the loves. But welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure you hit like. All right. I need to refresh my drink. I need to make room for it. Yeah. Oh, you mean to the little kid? Yeah, I'm sure. I would have felt really bad too and very awkward, and me and the dog would probably have been like, power walking if not jogging. Like, I'm so sorry. Gonna go. Bye. But yes. So I need to make room for the new drink I need to go get, and then when I return, we're gonna go over that wild ass episode of Loki that we just had. But I'll be back soon. We're back. I'm an hour early because your clocks go back today. Nice. That's cool. Things have been decent. Oh, for Brooke. You're doing Brooke well, Sabersmith. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys are doing good. Have you guys ever seen Bitty Pops? Got a sand person. Got a TIE fighter pilot. Got a stormtrooper. And I got Vader. And now they just went all over hell. Because I'm klutzy. That one's good. Oh, there you are. Give me a second. No, I actually got them. My brother and sister-in-law, or sister and brother-in-law, actually, because it's my wife's sister, got these for me for my birthday. And it turns out, oh, that's Vader. Turns out they've got like 4 sets of them, and it's all OT characters, except for one random chromed out stormtrooper that's not Phasma. It's just called Chrome Trooper. Even though there's no chrome troopers until fucking Phasma. But yeah, they got like 4 sets, and other than that weird ass trooper they put in there, it's all OT characters. Actually, I think it's even all A New Hope characters. Specifically. I did, however, look them up online. I think they're about like $15. He's got a Funko of Boba with a packaging signed by Tim Ware Morrison. Lucky motherfucker. What a lucky motherfucker. I'm a bit jealous of that shizzle. That is for sure. All right. Let's get into... Just brought one of your mates a Stormtrooper decanter for Christmas. Oh, that's cool. Like, is it shaped like a Stormtrooper, or does it just have like a Stormtrooper etched into the glass? And either way, that's fucking cool. For sure. I just want to know. I want to know. It's the head of a Stormtrooper in shape. Nice. That's pretty damn cool. I wonder if they have like a Vader or a Palpatine or an Obi-Wan or a Luke one. Like you get a whole set and like put various potencies of booze in them. Like you'd put 151 or fucking, Moonshine or Everclear or something in Palps. Work your way down to fucking, Wicket. Nah, they wouldn't do one of Wicket, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right, yo. What score are we giving this most recent episode of the Loki? 15 pounds on sale? Nice. Throw the numbers into the chat, pretty please. Gonna give it a 10. Nice. Oh, you haven't seen it yet? It was good. Are you watching the show? Also seeing the interaction between Timely and OB. Yeah, it's cool seeing the meaning of the snake. Eating each other's symbolism for so. Yeah. Yep. It's the concept of an Ouroboros is just nuts anyway. Like if you really, 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 really try and think about like time travel and the potential ramifications. You've only ever watched episode 1 of season 1. Oh. Okie dokie then. Well, in my opinion, you're missing out. Yeah, I think Mr. Majors did a much less annoying job of portraying Victor Timely in this episode. His reaction once inside the TVA was pretty fun. And then he kind of grew up here. He's like, don't I get a say in this mess? It's like, wow. No. But yeah, that was a cool little bit. And like Brooke said, the when Victor and OB started talking and shit, and that was a very cool interaction. They both handled that extremely well. It was also kind of funny though, because after a minute, everyone's like, we have a disaster to avert here. How many of us were already thinking that Ravona's memory being erased was going to be the secret? I mean, we kind of already knew based on that recording in episode 1, but thinking we know and actually knowing are two different things. Excuse me. But, I mean, like he said last episode, I don't do partners. Homie never has done partners. At least not any longer than he needed to, which was the case with Ms. Renslayer, it would appear. Because remember, she led his army. Like, he wasn't lying when he literally said he couldn't have done it without her. He probably couldn't have done it without her. Promised her leadership with him, and then wiped everyone's memories, including hers. He suspected that her memory is going to be erased Also, yeah, her reaction when she found out. Yeah. Also, Miss Minutes is just so freaking evil and sadistic. Never trusted that character. Yeah, I just thought she was a bit wild in the first season. This season, yeah, some lines of code are fucked up in there because that little clock is fucking psycho. And we'll get to one of the biggest indicators here in a wee bit. Yes, we will. So, they finally get into that, that control room or whatever. It's kind of funny that he had to stick his head into the aura reader, temporal aura reader. That's what it's called, the temporal aura. Welcome, he who remains. And of course, the news that it was well and truly fucked out there. That was pretty wild. I thought the CGI in this episode was amazing. This episode looked beautiful. I was quite pleasantly surprised that, especially when you consider the quality we've been getting in theaters, this looked damn good. Evidently, a fair chunk of change went into this mess, because that shit is done well. And what it looked like outside the TVA was pretty damn good evidence of that, as was the intro. But then there's also Brad and General Doxson crew in the holding cell. With Brad, of course, being his Weasley-ass little self. Doc's busting him on it. That was pretty funny. I like Dox. I don't like her character that much, but I'm a sucker for a really good, for a Scottish accent. And hers is magnificent. I'm pretty sure it's also genuine, so. But, it was cool that B-15 was able to appeal to her humanity. She definitely got Doc's thinking. For sure. Oh, yeah. That was brutal. We'll get to that. I agree with you, though. But, we are getting to that. Before that, though, I want to talk a little bit about the Loki and Sylvie scene in the pie room. Having another discussion, kind of pretty much about the same shit they've been having a discussion over before with, about complete free will and all that stuff. And the conversation was quite well written and quite well acted and very poignant about the balance between free will and control, or being controlled. It's why, if you think about it, ultimate free will is basically anarchy. And we do, whether we want to admit it or not, and we can't help ourselves, we do try, as humans, we always try and become a society. We always try and find guidelines to live by in some fashion or another. So, in essence, we're kind of we're controlling ourselves, but not completely, otherwise there wouldn't be crime, but in the end, some level of control is necessary in order to have like an actual society instead of just, chaos. Yeah, so control, free will, order, chaos. Those were all basically brought up in that conversation. Life and death. But I just loved the last line of the conversation. Or last couple lines. With Sophie like, still sounds like we're playing God. And then Loki walking up to her. Sounding like the Loki of old. We are gods. And then just walking away. That was dope. But yeah. We got B-15 having Doc sinking. And then Brad in Doc's ear being a little bitch. And then Ravonna and Miss Minutes step through a time door into the holding cell. And put forth a recruitment offer. Which of course Brad wants. His goal has, since they yanked him out of his timeline, is to get back to that life on the timeline. And let's face it, as a successful actor, he wasn't having that bad a life, But so obviously he was, he was like fuck Docs and all that shit. But B-15 had convinced Docs. And then Miss Minutes turned on the machine that Loki threatened Brad with. But it ceased to be a threat. It was a fucking death sentence, as we heard and did not see. Which is, I know a lot of people were like, man, they should have showed that shit. But let us not forget who the parent company is. Disney is not going to show Final Destination style body explosions from being compressed. It's just not going to happen, yo. But they had the screams, and they had the popping sounds, and the squishing sounds, and I think the real icing on the cake of that one was the absolute psychotic look of excitement on Miss Minutes' face while the squishing was happening. Like, are you kidding me? That clock is missing some gears, bro. That clock is missing some gears. That AI is missing some lines of code. That clock is fucking psychotic. And freaky. I mean, she was freaky last episode with the obsession with Victor Timely and the jealousy of Ravonna, or over Ravonna, and talking about being pissed she didn't have a body, so she couldn't, get some of that, get a Kang bang. When she stuck her face on that mannequin, holy crap. So she was already like freaky and pretty psycho looking at that point, but yeah. Unsettling is a good word. Creepy is a good word. Psychotic's a good word. All right. Really? Guy? No, we do. As soon as this thing... Bye-bye. I must need to put a sign on my channel header saying only I am allowed to troll my community. If I want to troll you guys, I will. Because, I can. It's my channel. Not that I'm really gonna, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you don't come in here to start talking about someone's sister. Like, what the fuck, dude? Seriously, what the fuck? Some people. Must be cold for him living under that bridge. Yeah. You'd think. Definitely colder than being in a basement. Oh, well. I'm not shy about the band hammer. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no. Did not see that one coming. But Loki pruning himself, I called. I mean, it was basically, not completely, but basically obvious. But it was still a nice confirmation to get. Yep. Yep. But then we get back to the control room. And, of course, an argument ensues about who gets to go outside and play in the radiation. And get the, whatever that doohickey was that they needed to get on the time loom. And, of course, Timely steps up. It's like, hey, this is my shit. I should be the one to get out there. I can handle, I can handle things that could go wrong. And, he's not wrong about that. Him going made the most logical sense, especially when you throw in, his given ability to be able to fix shit on the fly, since he knows that shit that well. And, Loki printing himself kind of just took the characters back to square one. Yes. Also, I do agree with Kendall that theoretically this episode could have been the finale, but yeah, I know, right? I'd have been so pissed. I would have been so pissed. And then gets 2 steps out the door and pasta time. Reed Richards from Multiverse of Madness all over again. Exactly. That's why I'd have been pissed. Because who knows how long it would have taken for season 3. Yeah, I'd have been very, 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 very angry. Excuse me. Yeah, that was kind of wild. But, I mean, at least it was 838, so. It wasn't a 616 read. But, of course, if rumors are true, we're not going to get a Fantastic Four till like Phase 6, and then they won't even be on Earth till after Secret Wars, part of the new Earth. But that's just a rumor for right now. Now, technically, the Fantastic Four that will be in the new rebooted timeline are coming from a different universe before Secret Wars. But yeah, when he went out there and just got spaghettified, I was on my couch like, all right, here we go. Yep, time to be brave. Damn. Because yeah, I honestly I figured it was gonna, I was anticipating the. Yeah, it's doing it again. There it goes. All right. But yeah, him getting toasted before he barely even got down the run that walkway a little bit was both unexpected, but also pretty damn cool. And then, of course, the time loom going basically supernova. Timely's going to be back. I'm honestly hoping to get another variant of Kang in the show besides him. I think that would be nice. But yeah, we're definitely going to see Timely again. I don't see how we're not if it's a loop. I mean, it almost kind of has to be a loop, because otherwise how would Loki be able to time slip again? Like we saw in the trailer. When he time slips out of the TVA and somehow ends up in a timeline where we think Mobius is a jet ski salesperson because he pops in front of a one of those, boat marine store things. So, aquatics. A store for aquatics. Yeah, there we go. And remember, they had to go through all that to cure him in the first place. Cure the time slipping. Stop the time slipping. So yeah, I mean, if he's time slipping again, they have to be on a loop. Which means we'll get Victor Timely back again. And I'm hoping another variant. A badass variant. I mean, it won't be King the Conqueror because they fucked that up in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. If it's one of the big three, Ramatut, Immortus, or the Centurion. I'm not going to call him the Scarlet Centurion because they had him all in blue in that post-credit scene. But, yeah. It'd be cool if, out of those three, it'd probably be the Centurion, but that's just a faint hope. I really don't. There's like a 0.00001 chance of that fucking happening. But I am over 90% sure that we're getting Timely back. I wonder if that means we're going to get Docs and all them back too. I mean, we kind of almost have to. Because the reset point would be back in episode 1 when Loki pruned himself. So the question is, how are they going to get out of the loop? And obviously we know there's going to be some sort of TVA out there because they're going to be in Deadpool 3. But who's going to be running it? And will we know that by the end of this season of Loki? Those are a couple of the big questions. Who's going to be running the TVA by the time Deadpool 3 rolls around? Will it be Loki? Will it be Sylvie? Will it somehow end up being a He Who Remains again already? Will it be somebody else? Nah, I don't think it'd be somebody else. It'd have to be one of those three. No, actually, no. It could be Ravonna. Could it be Ravonna Renslayer? Could it be Miss Minutes? You'll never be him. Creepy ass bitch. And really, that sweet Southern Belle accent makes it even all the more creepier. I mean, shit, even at the end of the last episode, I've got a secret about you, and you're going to be real angry. Like how Miss Minute sounds really nice, but then when she gets angry, she's like the scariest thing on the show. Yeah, pretty much. I do agree with that assessment, Mr. Chen. I really do. I'm right now. Well, she's got to get brought back somehow because she got locked out of the system, and as we saw, and of course, Ravonna is in the void, and that's another scene we have yet to see from the trailer. I was wondering why in the trailer she would be in the void in the old timey clothes, but now we know because she came straight to the TVA from the old timey, squished a bunch of people, and then Brad got charmed. Is it charmed? Is that what they call it? Anyway, he got charmed by Sylvie and went in there and pruned her. So the question is has Eliath been able to make some kind of return after being well, wasn't he just charmed by Loki and Sylvie? Or well, Sylvie being aided with power by Loki at the end of last season? They didn't kill Eliath. I think Eliath's still there, so it's going to be interesting to see how Ravonna deals with that. Because we know we're going to see her again because we saw that in the trailer, like I just said. She's in the void in old-timey clothes. I wonder what they're going to have in the background that's going to be cool. Like, I don't see, like, there's probably 80% of the shit that they put in the background for as Easter eggs I don't fucking see. That's why I watch, that's why I watch Paul or Heavy Spoilers and Screen Crush, because both of them are really good about picking out the Easter eggs and observing shit that I always miss. So I wonder if we're going to get anything cool for the for those eagle-eyed people at those channels to pick out and tell me about, or us about. I hope there is. If they're doing another scene in the void, they need to put some shit in there. What? One of my cats is meowing at me. What? What do you want? Just staring me down. What? I love my kitties. I think Loki's going to be ending up running this by the time episode 6 is done. And Josh put forth a pretty good case about him being a Venture Prime, too. I don't have that kind of comic book knowledge to, be able to dissect his theory and determine if he's right or wrong, but what he put forth sounds at least plausible. I mean, we shall see week after next. Out of this 12 days now. We only got 2 more episodes of Loki, guys. That's it. And then the next Disney Plus show we get Marvel-wise will be Echo. Early next year. Which was cut from 8 episodes to 5. And they're not even going to play the Please Stay Subscribed to His Game that they usually do with a week of release. They're dropping those 5 remaining episodes at once. And then I think after that, nothing till Cap 4 in May. So we got Loki done week after next. which I believe is the same week that Marvels comes out. Yeah, because it's going to be November 2nd for episode 5. Yeah, November 9th. Yeah. Yeah, Loki season finale is the night before the, well, I guess the same night as the premiere because, midnight shows and shit. But yeah, that Thursday going into the Friday. One right after the other. Loki Thursday night, as well as the Marvels Thursday night in some theaters. And then, of course, everywhere on Friday. So there's that. And then, like I said, Echo in January. At this point in time, Cap 4 in May. And then after that, Deadpool 3 and I think maybe the Thunderbolts. I don't know if it's both, and if it is, I'm not quite sure the order. I mean, obviously, I know we're getting Deadpool 3 next year at some point, but I'm not sure about Thunderbolts. I am not 100% sure. So. Oh. I do believe that in Cap 4, we're finally going to get around to getting back to Tiamat Island, which has not even been, I don't think, well, maybe has been mentioned a couple of times since the end of the Eternals, and that's it. But I guess that's where adamantium is coming from. So, this is going to be dope that they're finally fucking getting back to that, because, that's part of a celestial poking out. So, like, you can see it from probably space. Like, it's not small. Like, it's not just like a little bit poking out of the water. It's huge, and it's taking up a large bunch of water. So, getting that addressed will finally be good. I think Loki's going to have pretty direct ties to Deadpool 3 outside of the TVA even. Just in terms of, just timey-wimey setup shit. What are you doing, buddy? Do you want to be on the internet? Because you're not supposed to be over on the desk. But if you come on the desk, I will put your ass on the internet and make you mad. Oh, here we go. You guys want to see my big kitty? Come here, buddy. Come here. Look at the size of this fucker. Him big boy. Show him your handsome face. Here. Give me a handsome boy. Look, buddy. Look at this handsome fella. Alright. Ah. Ugh. I love my cats, but the fur up the nose is ticklish. Also itchy. But yeah. So yeah, that episode was dope, and I think it's going to lead to dope things. I did see on the Twitex from some of the usual suspects that we're supposed to get quite a bit of character development next episode. I hope they're wrong, but it seems like next episode is going to be a bit light on action and a bit long on exposition again. But if it's like this week's exposition where it's all like, it really actually has a point to the story, it'll be... I'll be a little disappointed because, again, like having a Having the penultimate episode be a little slow is generally not the best idea. Like they did, like exactly like they did in Ahsoka. Episode 7 was just like, nyeh. And they're doing the same thing. Allegedly, Loki episode 5 is going to be somewhat similar to that. So, I hope they're wrong, but brace yourselves just in case. I just hope it goes. If that is the case, I just hope it goes a long way to setting up the story in some fashion or another, or setting up the finale, I should say. Excuse me. But either way, I'm excited for the next 2 episodes of that. And if you're a Gen V watcher like I am and like Brooke is, then I think next week's finale of that is going to be lit as fuck. Because based on what they set up in this most recent episode, holy shit, it's going to be on. It's going to be very much on. I think there's going to be a lot of damage done to both people and objects. I don't think all of the main characters are going to survive. I'm talking students, not teachers or anything. Yeah, I think it's going to be lit. I think we're going to get I think we're going to get a twist or two, and I think it's going to be lit. When it comes to Gen V and the boys, can't wait to see Billy Butcher and Homelander again. Yes. Yeah, he's badass. He's an asshole, and his goal is also to wipe out every soup on the planet, so it's going to be interesting to see if he finds out what Newman has now. But of course, she exploded the head of the only guy that can make the shit. We think. He could have been lying to her. But, and how cool was it with Brooke? Sorry, chat, the rest of you. But how cool was it? Because I thought she was just like, her skill was just to pop heads somehow or other. How cool is it that she actually has the same power as Marie, and she is doing that to people the same way Marie accidentally popped her mother's head and killed her father. Which I did not put together, and I really should have before Newman showed us what the deal was. But yeah, but that was cool. And so obviously Newman's her benefactor. That Shetty mentioned last week. Wasn't it last week? So yeah, I think this finale is going to be lit, and I cannot wait for The Boys Season 4. I can wait for Echo. Yeah, that one got me too. When we all found out she was the head popper, that one got me too. That was pretty wild. So, what are you doing, bro? I love my cats, but also fucking cats. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Because if not, I'm going to get on out of here. Alrighty then. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you if you watched the whole replay. Again, if you didn't before, make sure you hit like on your way out. And if you have not yet done so, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know anytime I go live or drop any videos that I may make. And they could have to do with news or, actual confirmed news or rumors or, the occasional lore video, theory videos. I do all of that. So, like, subscribe, drop some comments, tell me what you thought of what I talked about, Because engaging with the community is why I do this. So, like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, do all that good shit for me, pretty please, and thank you. And like I always say, there's always a good time to be had when you're chilling in the basement. Have a good weekend.